I want to start out by saying thank you for taking some time out to join us today. We really
No
appreciate
problem, guys.
it. So my first question for you is how would you sum up your rookie season in the VOR series?
It's not been too bad. Started out a little rough when we went to Five Flags. I think I broke everything I owned going down there, truck, trailer, car. We had issues the whole weekend. Started out on Monday with a busted window in the truck, and it didn't end until a hole in the trailer. So on the way back,
Yeah.
it's been up since then. Went to Shady Bell the following weekend, was fast qualified for the B4, and it's been decent since. Ended up winning that B4 deal and running in the top 10 lately in the A main. So found some speed late and working to build on it.
Good deal.
Good deal. So, as a rookie of the year contender, is that in the front of your mind when as we're heading into Winchester, or are you just focused on running a good race and whatever happens happens?
Carter's pretty much got it locked up. If we had two races to go like we should have before Jennerstown got canceled, mathematically it was possible. You know, if Carter had some bad luck and I ran decent, don't want to wish that on Carter. He's been on it all year, but mathematically that's about the only way we could do it. We could get second. We're 6 points out of second, so pretty much that's to go at this point.
Yeah. So heading into Winchester this coming weekend, what's your strategy?
Ride and survive. I'm a little off up there, really, with the Kyle Frames and Jennings and all them of the world. They're about 6/10 faster than I am right now on just a normal lap. You know, they can jump down into what I think we're running 14.9 or 22, 21 nines maybe. I forget what lap times are up there, but they're in the nines. And I'm almost a full second off them guys. So really just qualify in, stay safe and stay out of them guys' way. I know that Chris and Kyle, they're running for a championship up there and slowed in the trailer at the end of the night. Really,
Right. Kyle mentioned, he doesn't have the best of luck at Winchester. For example, last year getting caught in a wreck early.
Yeah.
So I like the just survive.
Yeah. So the B4 race up there, was that about a month ago, I guess now. That was the first time I'd ever been on the property. I'd heard, Kyle's horror stories up there. I think he had turned like 8 laps in like five races or something like that. Crazy.
Yeah.
So, in the back of my head, I'm like, man, we're gonna wad this thing up here. And the whole weekend was real clean. I ended up spinning it down and won in the B4 race, but stayed off the wall, stayed off everybody else, and still drove to the front. So it was awesome.
Yeah. So looking back to the Stock Car Festival, you ran pretty well. Does that give you some confidence going into Winchester for the 400?
Yeah, like I said, time wise, we're still a little off time wise. I race better than what my times do. In my opinion, I race better than what my times show.
I know that feeling.
Huh?
I know that feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I just the big tracks. I'm coming from sports drum world. I had 3 years no banking, 5th mile track, whatever it's rated at. So you put me on these Salems and Winchesters and Nashvilles of the world. It's a whole new animal. So, still learning, man. I'm still learning. Confidence, yeah. I mean, I ain't afraid to pass somebody. I think it showed that in the B4. Pretty much wherever they were, I went, or weren't, I went. So, like I said, I just hope and stay clean and stay out of everybody that's running for a championship way.
Right. So out of all the races on the schedule, with the reputation that Winchester has, where would you rank it on your list of tracks?
It's fun, man. I actually like. I just haven't figured it out. It's probably Shady Bow was fun. I really liked Shady Bow and Lucas Oil and Winchester. Probably the three that I'm just like, man, I like them tracks. Sucks we're not going to go back to Shady Bow anymore with their announcement earlier this year that they're not doing any more traveling stuff. But Shady Bow was fun. Lucas Oil was, like I said, it was fun too. I don't know why I gelled to that track so well. Times again, just bigger track. It's just not there, but I really liked it. I'd say Lucas Oil is probably, or Winchester's probably second behind Lucas.
I think it's funny. We just talked to Kyle and we asked him the similar question. He was like, I'd rank it like 30th out of the 14 or 15 tracks, whatever. So like just the difference between drivers and how, you know, everybody has their own kind of thing that they like and what they're good at and what interests them. So
Yeah, everybody, you know, going into that stock car week, everybody was like, "Oh man, you got to find it there to run there," and it really wasn't as intimidating as everybody said. We went to Salem the week before and tested, and I would run Winchester 100 times over before Salem. And going into Salem's turn one, it's so rough. The steering wheel feels like it's going to rip out of your hands. Where Winchester's smooth. I mean, you got that bump in coming out four, and you got a bump going into one, but the way I'm driving it, it kind of sets the car going into one, so I don't feel it as much.
So this is my first year racing as well, and I race in the Crown Vics. And the Stock Car Festival weekend, they had the Crown Vics out there, and
Yep.
I was so on the fence about. I was like, I want to take the car. I'm like, but I was so scared. I was like, I don't have enough experience in my mind.
Yeah, so my
that-
buddy ran. So that's my background is Crown Vics. I ran Crown Vics at Sports Rome for 3 years, something like that. My buddy Paul, he went up there for the Stock Car Festival, ran that Friday night. It was Friday night, I think, and didn't have the greatest of night. He didn't like it. He runs Salem every week, and he's like, man, these Winchester's so much tighter in the corners. Said it killed the car. Where Salem, you get to keep your RPM up there and just kind of keep that RPM going and keep the speed.
I might have to come to you for some advice then.
I don't know about all that. He paused the quick one. I ran decent. I had 3 wins in one, but that's about it.
Hey, it's a win.
So I have a question because you kind of brought something up in my mind. So you said you raced at Speedrome, which is
Sportsdrome. I've ran Speedrome as well. I've ran Speedrome, Mount Lawn, Sportsdrome. I've ran them all. It seems like in a Crown Vic.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So flat track, we run at Mount Lawn. It's another flat track.
Right.
What's the difference for those of us that don't know what Winchester's like compared to a track like that? I mean, can you kind of describe how much of a difference it really is on a driver and the cars?
Put it this way, I went back to Sportsdrome this past weekend for race 8's big blast race, big race that Hawk holds every year, and I was out to lunch. It felt like so used to being back, or so used to running these bigger bank tracks this year that, man, the amount of brake, I didn't realize how much brake I had to use again. And I mean, I blew the corner all day at Friday night at practice. Was 2/10 off the leader. I mean, it was tough to come back to that I hadn't been on. The speed thing, it's nuts.
Right.
So with this being your first Winchester 400 weekend, what kind of feelings and emotions or all that do you have as we get closer to race day?
I'm excited. I like these big weekends. My first race in a Vors car was Nashville last year, so it was for the All-American. So going down there and seeing these bigger late model teams and the street stock teams, and I pitted right next to Kenny Wallace last year at Nashville. It was Kenny. Drove I believe it's Hudson's car in the street stock race. So I mean, see guys like that walking around the pits, and they're super cool. They'll just walk up, talk to you, and talk to you about your car or stuff like that. I look forward to the big weekends. It's neat to go out there on the track when them guys are there too.
Absolutely.
So to kind of wrap it up, do you have any plans for 2023? What's that looking like for you?
Probably Vors again. I've got a new car that I plan on building. My car's pretty hurt. Not many people know that. I wrecked it pretty bad. Sportsdrome the week after the opening Shady Boat race. So it's been bandaged all year. I got a new hatch sitting in the garage. Need to start working on it and getting it ready. I'd say the white one, the car that I'm running now, is probably what I'll start the season in next year. But Florida, I don't know about it, man. Like I said, that trip was it was a hell of a trip. I'm telling you, man. So we might skip out on Florida and start fresh wherever if Five Flags is even a race next year. They've went there 2 years now, I think. So
Right.
I have to see what the schedule holds. But I plan on boards again.
Good deal.
Well,
That's
I
all
think
I
that's
got.
it from us. But we do want to thank you for taking time out of your day to talk to us, and we look forward to cheering you on at Winchester.
All right, man. I appreciate you guys.
Not a
Have a
problem.
good one.
Thank y'all.